hamburgers and cheeseburgers work really well with fries.
That is
very true.
That is a very well thought out, well-rounded assessment about.
It really speaks on the socioeconomic climate in America.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the EP podcast. I'm your host, Cody Wall, joined today with my co-host, Aiden. He's back, finally. And we are joined also with our guest, Nick.
Hello, I'm here, and I'm excited to talk about things and subjects. I think it'll be fun.
Yes.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah,
welcome back.
I think I was on here once, and that was
You were on here? Actually, I think you were on the second episode, and now you're on the second episode of season 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I gotta keep it going. I'm not gonna be seen for the rest of the season, except until next season.
Yeah, you're keeping
another episode.
You're keeping your streak of 2, about 2.
Yeah. You love to see it.
A lot of 2s there.
It's just how I roll, man.
Anyways, how you been? How you been, Nick?
I've been pretty good. I've been mainly recovering from a wisdom teeth surgery. I had gotten my bottom wisdom tooth pulled, so I've been dead for like the past week or so.
Oh Jesus, man!
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What do wisdom teeth like feel like? You know, I know it's like painful, but like, is it like that painful?
What do you mean? Do you mean like the fact of them being there, or like the removal?
Like, kind of like both, because
just talk about both.
Yeah, what about both?
So if I'm being honest, I didn't really feel my wisdom teeth at all. I don't think you guys do either. It's kind of weird. Like, if anything, you might feel slight pains, but that's it. And like, honestly, like, there are times where I felt like toothaches before, and it was probably just the wisdom teeth. I don't really know. But the removal process was pretty interesting because pretty much all they do is when I went into like I wouldn't really say dentist, but the building to have the surgery done, they pretty much like hooked me up to a bunch of stuff, right? Like machines, obviously, the normal stuff, so they can make sure you don't die or anything, right? And then they go ahead and, depending on your choice, they can either numb you or like put you to sleep and then do it. I chose to be put to sleep. And it was really, really fascinating, actually, because what they did is they literally just rubbed your arm with like an alcohol, you know, normally how it is for like normal, like if you get stuck with a needle, and they just stuck me with the needle, inserted like whatever it was, I guess, that put me to sleep. They asked me like 2 or 3 questions. I blinked, and then it was over. It was insane. Like, I was thinking about that like after, and I'm like, wait, what? Because it did not feel normal at all. Because I literally like they were asking me about like, because I want to be a musician, and they were like talking to me about that, and they were like, hey, you should go to like, you know, the Ramona Bowl or something, or like this area. And I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. And the instant I finished my sentence and closed my eyes, it was over, and I woke up and it was done already.
That quick, huh?
It was weird, and it's like part of me wants to like go through that experience again just to experience that. Because it's such a weird feeling to go through. Because you blink, and the next thing you know, like, an hour has passed.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty damn crazy, you know. I remember I went through something like that when I was a little kid. I remember, since when I was small, I had, like, this really, really bad ear infection in both my ears at the exact same time, and it sucked.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard to hear, everything hurt, you know, all this, that, you know. And we finally went to like the hospital and junk, and I remember I was talking to somebody about, well, since I was a kid, I was talking to them about like Legos and Halo Mega Bloks, and like the second I started talking about fucking Master Chief, I just remember just laying my head down and like thinking that this hospital place it has like no color, and then I just like that I was out, and then like 3 hours went by.
Yeah.
And then I woke up in a random ass room, didn't know what was going on, you know.
So I feel like the best way to compare it to like daily life is like when you're waking up in the morning and you're like, I'll sleep for like another minute, and you close your eyes, and next thing you know, like an hour has passed.
Exactly.
That's like the best way to describe it, is because you don't even realize it's happened until it does, and it's such a weird and like surreal experience.
Yeah, I get that. Man, I don't know if I'm gonna have to take my wisdom teeth out though. Like,
usually your dentist would tell you like, hey, it might be a good idea because it can because for example, one of mine were like diagonal, I guess.
Most of the time, it's because they're growing into the other teeth.
Yeah, and that could get in the way, and especially if you have like straight teeth or something, that could like mess with the straightness.
I am in the lucky scenario where all my wisdom teeth are growing right.
Yeah.
you bastard.
But luckily enough, that's me for the top portion. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, I only have 3.
oh wow, really?
Yep. Just like my father.
Had your father before his
But
father.
his dad just ripped one out. He was a little kid.
No, it's like the prophecy, you know. We're just missing one.
Yep, and his father before him only had 3, and so it
The
was
royal bloodline.
foretold.
Yes.
Yes.
I am. That is me.
Yes.
The royal blood of 3.
Yeah. Wait, so does that mean that your father's father didn't have it?
Look,
He had 4?
I'm not certain, but
Cody's grandfather grew into the status.
Oh, he wanted to flex on everyone else
he
that
grew
had
into
4.
it. I was born into it.
Oh. But like honestly, the experience after the surgery is the worst. By far, it's the worst. When I got home, like, okay, first off, they have to put like this like gauze sort of thing in your mouth because, you know, just to keep it short and sweet of what they do, they literally cut open a hole in your mouth to remove the teeth.
Yeah.
So obviously, cutting something in a human being means there's gonna be blood, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they use the gauze to not really patch it, but more to
Apply
prevent
pressure.
it from. Yeah, not just apply pressure, but to make sure the blood doesn't get everywhere in your mouth,
Yeah.
because that wouldn't really be fun to deal with. So that kind of helps soak it all up, so you don't really have to worry about it. And I had to deal with that for about 3 days, and it was weird having to sleep because you have to sleep upright, because if you sleep down, like lying down, you might like choke on the blood or something, which could be bad for obvious reasons. I mean, can you imagine like a death of like, oh yeah, he died from choking on blood,
From a wisdom teeth of all things.
Yeah, from a wisdom tooth surgery. Yeah.
That would
it's like,
not be good.
yeah, it's not how I would want to go.
How'd he go? Well, it's not very eventful.
Yeah. It wasn't cool. It wasn't peaceful. It was just kind of unfortunate.
I get you.
Yeah, so,
Man, did you have to like sleep standing up or something?
no, I slept upright on like a sofa.
Oh.
Or like a reclining chair.
Nick's just standing in the middle of his room.
Yeah. Asleep.
Like his parents just walk in, like Nick's eyes just open, they just start flashing around the room, just close immediately. Starts talking in his sleep, just
Time to
walking around.
create a
doing random
creepypasta
shit.
based on that.
We're gonna make
Oh yeah,
a
we
Nick
could turn you
SCP.
into the Nick SCP.
The
Yeah.
Nick SCP.
Oh boy.
We're gonna make a Nick SCP.
Man,
That's what's gonna
My
happen.
lord.
those origins are not good at all.
If you're wondering what a CP is, check out the 5th episode of the podcast.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
It's a great episode.
That was a good episode.
That was the last episode we did before we ended.
See, you had experience, and with the previous 4 episodes, and that's why it was the best.
Exactly.
Well, Aiden, how you been?
I've been living, if that makes sense.
You've been living?
Yeah, pretty much, like, I've been just... Well, like, do you mean, like, since everything ended, or, like, this whole, like, lockdown junk? Because, hell, I've been
Just in general.
stuck inside since forever. Oh, in general? I mean, I've been alright, I guess, I've just been chilling, I've just been listening to music, just doing, like, the normal stuff that I do at home,
Just relaxing.
But this has been... Yeah, but I'm kind of sick of relaxing. It's weird to hear out of my mouth, of all people. I'm the laziest bastard out there, but hell, I actually want to get out and do something because I've been stuck inside for so long,
Everyone gets sick of it once,
Yeah.
Sorry to intrude, but it was at this point that the audio for the podcast unfortunately cut out. So you're missing 20 minutes worth of video game talk. Enjoy coming back in when we were talking about the GTA 5 radio stations.
They do have some good radio stations actually. That's the one thing I gotta admit about GTA 5.
I mean, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. You know, there's this one game that has the best radio out of any game, and that happens to be Desert Bus.
Oh my!
It has the same radio for the entire drive, and it's like you're not gonna get something different. If you start at the beginning, you listen to the same thing. It's the old classic. It never gets old.
We gotta explain Desert Bus for people who.
Yeah, so Desert Bus originally was a game. What was it released on? It was originally. I don't remember where it was released originally. I want to say it was on something along the lines of like the Atari.
I'm not even sure if it was originally released. I think someone found it.
Yeah. It might have been maybe on the Game Boy or something. I don't know.
Let me see.
I know it's old. It's older than us for sure.
Sega. Okay.
Oh, it's not okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it was released a long time ago, and they decided. I don't know if it was the same people who made it, but there ended up being a new version. Of Desert Bus VR.
The game itself is about you driving from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. 8 hours drive, nothing there. You just drive.
Yeah, it's a desert, and
it
takes an actual 8 hours to get there.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a parody in the way, meant to be a game, but not really. It's more like reality.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they decided to remake it in VR.
Yeah, so you could spend 8 hours staring into a virtual reality as you drive a bus down a desert road for 8 hours.
The bus itself has a slight tilt to the right, so you always have to stay awake and correct it.
Yep. That's how they make sure you can't just, cheese your way through it. You actually have to pay attention.
That is painful.
Yeah.
Painful.
Me and Nick have some experience with that.
Yes,
Lord, you poor children.
I think we actually did all 8. Didn't we do all 8? I feel like.
You shitting me? You did all that?
Yeah.
God damn. Like the only version of Desert Bus I've played was on the Master Chief Collection, and man, that looked like the match was like an hour long. It took like 30 minutes to get to one side of the other side of the map, Fuck, 8 hours. Damn.
And honestly, the best source of entertainment is the fact that other people can join you.
Desert Bus VR,
there's no voice chat. Yeah, there's no voice chat, but people can join you online and sit inside the bus if you're driving it, and if someone else is driving it, you can sit in the bus and watch them drive.
Huh, so you're able to retain a little piece of your insanity. Piece of your sanity. Huh. Interesting.
So it's better when there are people in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try it one day.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I probably have the time to do it actually.
Yeah, it's definitely something worth experiencing at least once.
My lord.
It's a very interesting experience.
Just get rid of those 8 hours in your life. You don't need it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I couldn't go out and make a great memory. I couldn't go hang out with my friends on the beach or go swimming or do this or do that. I'll spend 8 hours in front of my computer playing a fucking game where I drive in the desert for 8 hours straight.
Exactly.
Driving for that 8 hours is a great memory. All right, because once you finally get there, you experience just a variety of emotions. Because you're just like, it's finally over. You reflect on the 8 hours that you drove. You're happy it's over. You're a little sad because it's over.
And you regret.
You go through
doing it.
The 5 stages of grief come in when you finish Desert Bus.
And by the end, you learn to accept that you chose this and you did it.
You chose your fate.
Yep.
Oh,
you accept the fact that you just drove a bus for 8 hours. It wasn't even a real bus.
Yep, you're not even getting paid for it. It was a virtual bus.
You drove a bus for 8 hours for no reason, other than to get a single tick mark on your record.
To say that you did.
Yeah, all you get at the end is your number counter for how many times you've done the trip goes from 0 to 1.
Yep, that's it.
I don't think I can do it more than one time.
There's no congratulations.
No fanfares, no prize. It's just a single tick, a single digit change. That is all you get.
You don't even
another drop in the bucket.
You don't even get out of the bus. It just fades to black, and then you have the one tick mark.
Yeah, you
My
don't even
Lord.
get to leave.
There's no like arriving. You fade to black.
You don't see a welcome to Vegas sign. You just stop at like a gas station of sorts or something.
Yep.
Just imagine this ghetto ass gas station with just bullet holes all over it, like everywhere.
Yeah.
It is in the
drunk
middle of the
homeless
desert.
man outside screaming about something or the other.
Welcome to Vegas.
Yeah, welcome to Vegas. My God.
Desert
I don't
bus
know.
It's an experience.
It is a good experience.
It really seems like an experience. I wouldn't say good, but it's an experience. Man.
No,
You-
but
you
just
know- You gotta put on like a podcast before you start.
yeah, or
Yeah. You know, it's kind of crazy to think, even though I'm on a podcast, I don't listen to them all that often, actually.
Yeah, I really don't either. Honestly, there's only like a couple that I've heard of and or listened to, and that's really it. Like I can only think of like 2 or 3 off the top of my head, and that's it.
Yeah. Like, what's it called? Like, I used to listen to H3H3's, but I don't like his junk anymore because it's all about drama now.
I
so.
used to listen to H3H3 as well.
And then there's Trash Taste for a long while, and Abroad in Japan's for a couple days.
I still listen to both of those.
I kind of fell off from them. Honestly,
Yeah.
'cause I didn't really like just listen to them. I guess.
You know, yeah, I didn't really have anything to occupy my time. Like, you know, I didn't have to focus on, if that makes any sense, you know?
Yeah.
Or I could just have something running in the back.
I usually listen to it before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's something to fall asleep to for sure.
Yep.
That is true. I don't know.
Like the only 2 I can think about is obviously the Trash Taste podcast, and then another one which I don't know if you guys heard about. It's one my brother actually showed me, and it's pretty interesting. It's called Welcome to Night Vale.
Welcome to Vale.
Pretty much what it is it's a podcast that's a bit Twilight Zone,
Oh,
if you would say, and it's pretty much like a weird post-apocalyptic podcast of sorts. Like they talk about like it's as if it's a normal podcast, but the stuff that they talk about is not normal at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This sounds like something I'd like. I'm gonna save this for later, man.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's pretty cool because then there are times where they talk about the weather and the weather is ridiculous.
Just like a goddamn fire tornado outside.
Yeah, it's like, and for the weather, as usual, there are fire tornadoes spiraling all around, so it is best recommended to stay indoors. Anyways, here's a word from our sponsors. That is like the tone that they take, but the stuff that they say is ridiculous.
It's like if our world went to shit, pretty much.
Yeah. It's full of strange events that really shouldn't be happening but are.
So it's like a alternate reality.
Yeah, you could say that.
Like
yeah.
it's a podcast from a different world, and they're just streaming it here.
Yeah.
They got the wrong signal. They're accidentally giving it to us.
They got the wrong multi-universal wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
That kind of makes me think of Welcome to the Gas Station. Like, I used to, even though
wait, elaborate.
Sounds so ghetto.
What is Welcome to the Gas Station, Aiden?
I don't remember if it's Welcome to the. It's something about a gas station. I remember because when I was younger, what's it called? I used to just listen to creepypastas over and over and over. It was so like, I don't know how I was able to do it. I just loved it so much.
When I was younger, I couldn't really handle those as much. The only one that I like, the first one that I think I listened to, was probably a one on Ben Drown.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, that was one that I watched when I was like around 10 or so, and it honestly made me concerned to play like Majora's Mask.
Huh. Yeah, I think that actually is one of the reasons why I never dipped my toes into Zelda.
Yeah.
And, I didn't want to end up like Ben. I didn't want to
Yeah.
get fucked. I didn't want to die, man. You know. Oh, it's Tails from the gas station. Yeah, not welcome to the gas
Tails,
station.
welcome to the gas station.
You know, it doesn't sound any better, but it's nonetheless. You know.
What? Well, it's just what, like creepypastas?
Well, see, if I'm remembering correctly, because I listened to this a long time ago when I was I really do sound like an old ass man now. What the hell? When I was a young man.
When I was a young lad.
When I was a young lad, you know, I listened to that, and it was like this guy was working at a gas station, and he couldn't sleep, so he would always just like kind of like work around the clock sometimes, and just random ass shit would happen, you know, like what's it called? There's this guy named Spencer or something who was like this murderer or some shit like that, and somebody killed him, and like then what's it called? Like the guy found himself digging up Spencer's grave, and then found like some other thing in there. Then some agent picked up Spencer's body, and then Spencer came back to life, and then that. There's like this cultist named Marlboro or something like that, who was in some suicide cult, and the suicide cult disappeared and left the guy behind. The guy was like sending letters trying to find him, and would just be at the gas station. You know, it was strange.
This is,
my God.
This is a lot. This is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Would you recommend it? Would you recommend it?
See, that's the thing. I don't know.
Oh boy.
It's a fever dream to me now. It's here. Let me look it up real quick. Like the first episode, season 1, Tales from the Gas Station compilation. It's 7 hours long.
So is it like a podcast kind of thing, or is it just like a YouTube video, or?
It's kind of like a 7 hour long, like not. It kind of is like a podcast actually, because the guy's like narrating everything that happens to him and what the hell's happening. You know,
So
it's that old YouTube magic. You know,
like a
from way back in the
podcast
day.
of sorts.
Kinda.
Like a compilation, audio wise.
In a way, you know, it's like the guy. I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's not like he's narrating it. He's like writing it down on a blog and somebody's reading it out. You know.
Yeah.
It's like somebody else is reading his experiences and what he's typing down on his computer, you know, about his tales, his actual tales from that shithole gas station. You know.
Well, jeez.
Okay. I left you speechless, huh?
Yes.
My lord.
Well, okay, back on podcasts.
Yeah.
Markiplier just released his new podcast.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah, called Distractable.
Wow.
You're making me give him a free promo. Greg, you just made me give him like an advertisement. I haven't listened to it a lot, but I listened to the first episode. Seems promising. Just haven't had the time. But honestly, I'd recommend it from what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, so you know, if you guys like Markiplier, he does it with Bob and Wade.
The trio.
And it's like
The trio. Yeah.
they're like trying to make it's like all about like I think it's like comedy sketch.
Okay.
So it's
Huh.
it's supposed to be funny.
It's supposed to.
Oh.
I mean it is, but you know.
Just imagine it's like cringe as hell.
That'd be unfortunate.
It's like
That would be pretty unfortunate.
it's like as soon as they start doing it, it's completely bad.
It's just like the most bootleg ass podcast. Somebody's talking out of like a tin can, you know.
It's like they filmed it in the gas station.
Yeah,
Oh.
they filmed it in the gas station bathroom.
They're the creator of the Tales from the Gas Station.
It's
All along
actually
it was Mark.
Markiplier. Yeah.
He
Oh.
got a voice changer, and the next thing you know, boom.
Dude, gas station bathrooms are dirty as hell.
They really are.
Dirty as hell. Man, I never want to go back into one ever again in my entire life.
You're telling I just took a trip, man. I took a 15-day trip.
Yeah, where'd you
know how many
go?
rest stop and gas station bathrooms I entered?
Oh
You
man,
poor boy. You poor boy. I
Yeah.
don't know how you're able to live.
You're probably scarred for life, huh?
I'm not the same, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Gas stations do that to you. I remember when I was a little kid, I went to a gas station in Mexico with my dad. I walked in, there was shit all over the walls. I immediately walked out.
You're like, I don't need to go to the bathroom anymore.
Yeah, I think I'd walk out too.
And like my dad was like, "What? It's not so bad in there, you know. There's probably just dicks on the wall." And I like how my dad said that to me when I was like 5. Assuming I knew what that was.
Oh.
Did you?
No. I don't know what the fucking dick was. I knew the clothing brand or like the sporting good, Dick's Sporting Goods.
I was like, there's a Dick clothing brand?
Oh boy.
I literally had a shirt that I had 2 shirts when I was a little kid that said Dick's on it for the Dick's Sporting Goods. Looking back, that was not a good idea, Mom. But Jesus Christ,
Mom.
I didn't understand. Yeah, because when I was a little kid, my mom used to buy my clothes for me because I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. You know, I didn't know what to choose. You know.
Yeah.
So I kind of ended up with a bunch of shirts. I ended up with 2 shirts that said Dick's and a bunch of other random shit.
Wow.
But hey, you know, it's whatever, you know.
Very
Turned out fine for sure.
Very,
Oh yeah,
very interesting
didn't
taste
affect me at all.
in
Yeah.
clothing. I think when I was little, I wore a bunch of button downs.
Cody was a formal. He was very formal when he was a young man.
I think I went very casual. It was always shorts and a t-shirt. And to this day, it still is the exact same.
I would say that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
There's nothing in
Hell,
there.
I remember you in elementary school wearing that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Nick,
To be fair, I have
remember
been wearing jeans more. I have been wearing jeans more, but I still wear shorts because they're comfortable.
I remember you wearing this. It always is stuck in my head. This blue Pokemon shirt. I don't know if Pikachu was on it or like some other Pokemon or something was on it. And like these grayish pants, or these grayish shorts. I mean, and like some tennis shoes.
Oh,
That's like I just remember little Nick just running around.
that sounds like Nick.
Yeah, it sounds really accurate, honestly.
Just like him, yeah.
Nick the Pokemon kid.
Oh yeah, man. Hell, I grew out of Pokemon way back when, but I love Pokemon, dude. I loved it so much.
I'm kind of happy that it's getting a little bit more of an audience now,
Mm.
and like it's being more known, because before that wasn't really the case as much.
Well, like Pokemon's always been like insanely popular, though, right? I remember being.
Yeah. I mean, it was always the TV show mainly.
Oh, yeah.
That and the trading cards.
Oh, the cards they have a way bigger market now. Yeah, I remember I started collecting the cards when I was a kid, and I loved that, dude. I still have my binder in my closet somewhere.
I think I remember, didn't schools ban Pokemon cards because of how many people were using them?
Schools
They
banned.
thought we were like dealing drugs with them, dude. Like, what the hell?
Schools banned like everything but marbles,
Yeah.
but they were only
Even
allowed for
Probably
like a
because
month.
that's what the people who were running the schools had back in the day. That's probably what they all had.
Yeah. Do you remember?
With marbles.
Do you remember back when like fidget spinners were a huge trend,
Oh,
and then they had to
no.
like ban that
Oh,
like a year
Lord.
later?
Huh.
And
You remember when people started getting their water bottles taken away because they kept flipping them?
Oh,
I remember.
That
Those were the
was
days.
Man, at my middle school, I remember there's this really like high balcony thing because my school it was like this shitty little charter school, you know, my old middle school at least. And I remember some kid he took this fucking metal water bottle and he's like, "Guys, I'm gonna flip it." And
No.
he chucked it and smashed the window. And it was one of like the little 6th graders, and this was like one of the last weeks of school.
Oh my god.
And I was like, "Oh, this kid's dead."
Oh boy.
Dude, it was funny to see, but I feel bad for the people who had to fix that window because it was high. It was high up. Man, dude.
It all makes sense now why they banned water bottle.
Yeah, why they
flipping.
banned water bottle flipping.
It all makes sense.
Did you? Hey, well, I know Nick. You probably remember this, but Cody, at your elementary school, did you guys have a thing with Beyblades? Like, was there ever like a big popularity rise?
Yeah, I remember Beyblades.
With Beyblades?
Yeah.
No, we just had marbles and we kept throwing them at each other.
Oh man, quality
It was like
entertainment.
getting shot
Yeah,
by
quality
it was like getting shot by a really big shotgun blast.
Oh.
Well, just be glad nobody brought a slingshot with them and started shooting your ass.
Oh,
with
no,
it,
they
dude,
did.
Because that hurts.
They did.
Oh my god. Jesus
Weaponized
Christ.
marbles.
Yeah, weaponized marbles. Because I remember in the after-school program, some kid brought a slingshot and he had like this big black marble. And he put it in, and he pulled it back like behind his ear, like he was like pulling a longbow back. And he thought he looked so badass back when I was a little
Okay.
kid, but that's probably because I was a little kid. But he let it go, and I just see
Well,
this marble fly right smack into some kid's ass cheek.
Did you
And he fell off the monkey bars and was screaming.
okay, so did you guys have like the little areas on the playground where they had like marbles?
No, actually.
I didn't
We didn't have
no,
marbles.
marbles wasn't a thing at our
Well,
school. Like
'cause
Beyblades,
The
like,
closest
on a
it was
trash can.
Beyblades, and the closest thing to that was like wood chips.
Okay, well they had
Those
like
were the closest thing.
at my school they had like this little like battlefield arena set up where you could like
Oh.
slot the marbles in and have wars.
Training the kids for
Look,
war.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
I don't. It's still to this day. I don't know exactly know how the game worked. I never bothered to learn. All I did with my like friends was like we just like threw them and rolled them as hard as we could into other, see who's broke first. But
Oh.
I'd always remember the horrifying feeling when you have this tiny one that's like your favorite and you send it out, and then like Chad over here brings out his
Chad Thundercock.
his marble that's like humongous 3 diameter. It looks like a mini planet.
Oh
He's
boy.
gonna completely destroy it.
Yeah, it
Gee.
was like Indiana Jones in the boulder. Only Indiana Jones had no chance.
God,
You know?
and Indiana Jones ran towards the boulder too.
Yeah, exactly.
My lord.
Oh. That was unfortunate.
Or
No.
if they beat you, you lost your
They
marble.
take your marble.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened with Pokemon cards back in the
Yeah.
day. I remember
You
there was
lost,
this little illegal underground where you had to give up some of your cards if you lost a match. And not the shitty little energy cards because nobody used those. You know,
energy.
you get those up. You gotta give up you gotta give up a good card like, I don't know, Mamoswine or something like that, or like fucking Pika something, you know, Pikachu or something.
Pikachu,
I
yeah.
forgot for a second, the most famous, I forgot for a second.
Pika something.
Pika
I'm gonna
something.
make a new Pokemon called Pika something, and it's gonna be like a
It's just
deformed
gonna be an
Pikachu.
amalgamation, yeah.
It's like a droopy faced Pikachu with like a soft tail.
Yeah, he's a little rough around the edges, but he gets the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're cracking up right now because Nick, you want to explain what you just sent?
Yeah, it's just an emote, and it's of a very
Nick,
girthy Pikachu.
Nick put a very girthy.
What a word
Why?
to describe it.
Why
What a word.
did you have to use that word?
You could have used chubby, chunky,
You could have used like
not fucking
soft.
girthy.
Soft, it's very soft and round.
I mean, just look at the girth.
I don't want to look at the Pikachu's girth. This
Man, this is a little concerning.
this is not. Look, let's not let this podcast devolve into us
Into
discussing
girth discussion.
Pikachu's girth.
It sounds so bad.
Look, okay, I definitely think it's within Cody's editing skills to put a picture.
I
and
am not
all of
putting
you are just
that
kidding
picture.
with me.
I am not putting that picture up.
You
No
got it, Cody.
way.
You got it. You gotta let them see the girth,
I
dude.
am
You gotta
not
show them the girth.
subjecting people to this Pika girth.
You don't want to
Okay.
expose them to the truth.
We're,
You don't want to expose them.
we are moving on from Pokemon because that's the only way to get around this.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Let's do that.
That is really fair. God.
Back to did you guys' schools have any weird playground things? Like things the teachers didn't know about, but all the students were like, "This is going on."
There was, at the after-school program, there was this fucking illegal Beyblade trading ground where if you got beaten, they'd either break your Beyblade, like, dude, it was brutal. It was like Mortal Kombat, you know? They could decide to fatality your ass or just let you go in peace, you know?
Oh wait, Wait. How does one fatality another one's Beyblade?
Okay.
Oh, Aiden's getting serious. Aiden's getting serious.
I know.
You disassemble it and flush it down a toilet.
That was one way somebody got fatality, dude. That was one way. Except they kicked a hole and they got stuck there, and the janitor had to rip it out.
Oh.
I feel bad,
man.
dude. Poor Mr. Marty had to shove his freaking his hand down that old toilet that had shit clogged in it, dude.
Oh.
Just to pull out some little child's Beyblade.
Did they keep the Beyblade?
I don't think anybody kept it, dude.
I don't think anyone would want to.
Yeah, who wants a shit-caked Beyblade, man?
Yeah.
Even I only had like 2 Beyblades.
Think about it. That Beyblade's the most formidable Beyblade suddenly on the battlefield.
It's seen some things, man.
Dude, you would not want to go up against that Beyblade.
A veteran in the shit war.
A veteran in any war. That happens to you. You've seen it all.
Yeah, you've seen some shit if you get shoved down a toilet, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have seen some shit.
Yeah, quite literally, you've seen some shit. Oh, but
maybe you saw some shit because you probably can't see anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, actually, technically, you could see it again if you go back down. If you go back down under.
No.
That.
I don't think anyone's going back down.
Hey, there are some people who are quite strange, you know. Anything's possible, Mr. Cody. You know this. You know this.
Moving on.
Oh, but yeah, yeah. Moving on from the shit blade. Anyways, how the little underground trade thing worked is you could trade Beyblade parts for better parts or like other parts, you know. And if you got beaten in a match, like this was mainly like the 5th grade kids, because this happened when I was in like 2nd grade. I remember this kid I knew named Timothy. What's it called?
Imagine being called Timothy.
What's wrong with Timothy?
Shout outs to all the people called Timothy listening to this.
If you hear this, Timothy, it's been a long time. You don't remember me at all, but
Timothy, you are welcome. You are welcome to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
And discuss your side of the story.
Oh my god. I don't remember his last name, but I remember this kid named Timothy. He had this he always had like one of those Beyblade tools in his back pocket. So I remember one time some kid lost and they called Timothy over. They just disassembled his entire Beyblade. And the kid got to choose his fate. The other little 3rd grader got to choose the other 3rd grader's fate. And dude, this is like the worst fate possible, other than like getting your Beyblade taken home with the other person, or like getting it thrown somewhere that it could be like forever lost. That kid took every piece, made the other kid turn around, and he threw it all into the big field of grass.
Oh.
So that kid was like searching for like an hour and a half before he found like, I don't even know if he found all of it actually.
I don't know. That doesn't sound as bad as a shit-kicked Beyblade to me.
That's probably the worst.
See, it's not painful. It's not painful in the sense that it hurts. It's painful because of how it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Like I remember.
It's just disgraceful and embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. They're making an example of you, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know.
Why am I thinking like there's some higher up Beyblade council run by like the
fucking Beyblade Rome.
I mean, I was gonna say like when you started talking about this, Aiden, like this just turned into like a Beyblade black market or something.
Dude,
it's like there's a whole underground world.
The council decides your fate.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Dude, but it did die out. It did die out after when I hit 3rd grade. They started banning Beyblades, and they really cracked down. They really cracked down on them, dude.
The Beyblade police.
Yeah, the Beyblade police. It was like drug busts every day. What's it called? The after-school program would go through people's bags, you know, ask them to open them up, you know, dump everything out. And if you had a Beyblade, it get confiscated. And either if you didn't behave well for the rest of the day, it would get I don't know. I don't know if they keep it or if they give it back at the end of the day, but a lot of kids went home crying.
Yeah. I think I remember bringing my Beyblade like once or twice. And, you know, just messing around in the morning in like the cafeteria or something, or like the playground, and that was it. I never really, like, I was kind of told by like my parents, like, don't bring stuff like that to school. And I'm like, all right. so I didn't really bring it as often.
All I brought to school was Halo Mega Blocks.
I brought those too, and Legos. I brought those all the time.
You know, I never really was like that, like a Lego fan, I guess.
Really?
Weirdly enough, yeah. Like, I think I messed with it like a little bit, but like the main, I think, reason or like thing that kind of like tore me away from it was the fact that like I remember getting, I don't know if it was like a Star Wars like ship or something, but something along the lines, and it was just of like Star Wars, and it was really hard to assemble. Because you know, an 8-year-old trying to follow like very weird instructions, like it's like impossible. And then if it breaks when you're assembling it, you like don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you have to pretty much restart the entire thing, like a piece, like this little piece. If this little piece breaks here, you got to restart all of it. You know.
Yeah, so that kind of made me not want to play with Legos.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do not like about Legos and Mega Bloks. It's just, it kind of is a pain in the ass. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't even build the sets. I just wanted the figurines, pretty much, so... I don't know, I just put all the pieces into, like, a junk bin, and now they're all mixed together in some... Lego
I don't know if you've ever tried building a Gundam before.
Oh,
but
God.
I feel like that is just the old person... Or not as exactly the old
person,
but, like, the older person's Legos.
You see, Gundam. I was just a part of the elite group, I guess.
Well,
I could build without issue.
Legos. My lord.
I was a Lego god.
Oh.
The Lego Messiah.
The fucking Lego Messiah. My lord.
I'm officially claiming that title.
Oh.
That title's mine now.
The Lego Messiah.
Yes.
Next episode, you will be referred to as the Lego Messiah.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to the EP podcast. I'm your host, the Lego Messiah.
Yeah. Joined by my pitiful subject. Joined by these dirty peasants who never knew how to build Legos.
Joined by these Legoless scum.
Oh.
My god. I'm gonna turn into some shitty little hierarchy.
Oh.
The new Lego Empire.
The Lego Empire. The fucking Lego separatists. God.
Oh, a Lego revolution.
Hey Aiden. You remember the old joke we have on this podcast?
Old joke? Was it something to do with me?
No, it was nothing to do with the wheelchair.
A wheelchair? Huh, that rings a bell, but my brain is so shitty, I cannot remember anything.
You don't remember the useless wheelchair with pedals?
Oh yeah!
What?
Dude, that picture's fucking beautiful! Oh my god.
When we first started this, Aiden sent a photo, and it was just this wheelchair with pedals on it.
Most fucking cursed ass images I've ever had on my phone. I just send them.
Completely counterintuitive. Because you get a wheelchair, you're not walking, you can't use your legs, but it has pedals.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I brought that up, but I just remembered it, and I thought you'd appreciate hearing that.
I remember exactly what fucking ghetto ass picture it was, dude. It was so bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody disabled, but that just, don't get me wrong, that design, it was something else, man. It was something else. I need to look and find that picture, dude. I need to look back and find it because I deleted everything off my phone pretty much. Like almost everything. You were
my cursed vendor, what the heck?
I know. I had to go into retirement. Things happen, you know. One day you can't sell meth on the street anymore, the next day you're in federal prison for a couple of years, you know. Shit happens.
Did you go to cursed prison?
Yeah, kinda. Kinda. AKA my parents saw the stupid shit on my camera roll, thought it was dumb, and told me to delete it.
Oh.
I think they got pissed. Oh my god. I think they got pissed because I remember they saw a picture of some fucked up monkey. And my mom said, she was like yelling at me, like, what the hell is in my camera? Like, why are you using up all the data? Why are you using this? Why are you using that? And I was like, what are you talking about? And And then fucking she just whips out my phone from the abyss of her purse, and I just fucking see this stupid ass monkey.
Well, you did have
Like,
a lot of really, really bad things.
that is true. That is true. It was a cesspool of pain. It wasn't good. It was pretty fucking bad. Oh, I found the wheelchair. I found the wheelchair.
You found it?
Yes, I found it. Look. Fuck, goddammit, my internet sucks. There it is. The class.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
Well,
Alright,
that
let's
was-
move on to this little shitball wheelchair. It's so bad. It's so bad, but I love that picture so much.
We gotta talk about horror again. One of these.
We do gotta talk about horror, man. I like how you think I like how you start thinking of Horace. I fucking send that wheelchair.
Look. Okay. Look, we're not making fun of everyone. I promise. It's all
Yeah,
good
we're
fun.
not trying to do that. No, not at all. What's it called? People with
It's just-
disabilities are
it's-
people just like us, you know.
It
Everybody's.
it's just
Don't
it's very interesting. Whoever designed that wheelchair.
Yeah, it is. That design is. It does not make sense. It really does not make sense. I get if it's a feet rest, but that is not a good feet rest at all.
Why are the feet rest? The feet rest? You mean the foot rest?
Soft foot rest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Okay. Well, I think Nick had to go early, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you to Nick for joining us on this, and thank you, Aiden. You're back.
Yeah,
you're the
no problem.
co-host.
Yeah, you know, we're back and being a dumbass again. You know, back to my old self.
Get ready
You
for
know.
more episodes.
Ah, yeah.
You're stuck with me.
Yeah, I know. I'm stuck.
It's
Fucking purgatory, dude.
okay. It's a classy purgatory.
Yeah, it's one of the better. It's one of the better renditions. You know, it's one of the better renditions. I could be even though I look homeless, I could be homeless. Anything can happen.
Well, thank you everyone who joined us today on this wonderful chat.
Mhm.
Thank you, Nick, again. Thank you, Aiden.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Later.